All right, so how is the new to me used battery bank of Trojan 8-volt batteries working? As it turns out, it's working very well. These things have done a really good job of keeping my voltage under control. Not as high capacity as that bank had, which I thought was amusing, but that's because they're old, worn out batteries. They don't store quite as much power, but they are still working great, keeping my voltage under control. I really like what they're doing for me. A couple of days ago, we had winds hitting up 50, 60 miles an hour, and I never saw voltage get above 60 volts. I dig that. I think it's great. Uh, One thing that I have noticed is that, okay, so my Heli 2.0 and my i2000, these are the only two turbines that I have running this time, or right now, this week. This all that's been going. And between the two, they have made 39 kilowatt hours, but we have had only 30 make it to the grid. And that's because these batteries, the turbines will spend more time floating these because they keep the voltage down. I've had to adjust my voltage down several times to try and find a suitable starting point to turn the inverters on and off. Right now, I've got them turning on at 26 volts and turning off at 24.5 volts. I'm thinking about turning it down to 25.5 volts and see if that will help a little bit. But see, like right there, we saw 28 volts on one side of the bank, just very, very briefly, and then it caught back down to 25 easily. And what happened there was one of the bank's inverters cycled, and it just took it a second to come back on. Like, we'll probably see it spike just a little bit, but the wind died. Oh well. It's not very windy right now, so not a good show of what's going on, but all the same, it seems to be doing well. Now, one weird thing that I want to show is the Heli. We can see the Heli is generally doing about twice the work of the i2000. But we can see right here, we got 14 kilowatt hours to 25 kilowatt hours. I've actually had the Heli shut off for most of the week, most of the heavy wind earlier this week, and that's because I got a little bit of a voltage issue with this thing. And of course the wind's blowing, so I'm not going to be able to really, show you guys the ohm ratings and everything, but okay, so let's do these two. Oops. We got 49 volts across that phase. And then let's do that phase. 29 across that phase, much less. And the first phase, 12 volts. Well, I've got 12 going across that phase. Basically, it doubles each time. We go about 12 to 15, 24 to 30, and then 48 to 60 volts going across the two. I've never seen anything quite like that. And the reason why I noticed it is because I can hear the thing screaming, even in kind of low wind. Can't really hear it whistling right now, but it's, wind's blowing 5-10 miles an hour, and it's moving fast enough that the tips are singing. Yeah. So I knew it was being a little bit louder than it needed to be, so I came in here and checked the voltage. I mean, like, it's still, pushing voltage up, and it's still making 500, 600, 700 watts, but it's not working correctly. And so wind was down the other day, and I actually climbed up to the top of the tower because I thought maybe our connections up at the slip ring were bad. Everything looked good. It's got 15 ohms across all three connections, measuring in here at the board. No damaged wires. Not really sure what to make of that. Unless one of my solder points up at the top of the tower is just a little bit more damaged than what it looks like on the outside. If we get a calm day, I'm going to climb back up there and cut them apart and redo them and see if that helps. Don't think I can do it today. But, so yeah, that's that. I'm probably going to shut it down just to be on the safe side. Just let the i2000 work. Anyway, well, that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day.